Hi folks, Bob Krebs, Sales Manager with Pure Pursuit Automotive, and again a continuation of our walk around and test drive of this beautiful 2014 BMW M5. We're in the cockpit now of the vehicle, so I thought I'd go ahead and run you through this. I'm going to start from left and go to right, tell you a little bit about the features of this vehicle and how it works. So starting on the far left here, we of course have the power windows, power doors, etc., etc. And of course you've got your mirror controls here that you can control the mirrors, driver's side, passenger side, etc., up, down, in, out, so that that way you don't have to get out of the vehicle to control the mirrors. You've also got, again, obviously the lock to get in and out of the car. You got your tweeter up here to the stereo system, which we'll talk about in just a minute here, which by the way is a beautiful, magnificent Bang & Olufsen stereo system. So on this side, of course, you've got several different indicators here. You got from lane change indicators to skid control, etc. All those things that make our life a little bit easier as we're driving our vehicles to help us stay out of accidents when we're too close to a vehicle, when a vehicle's too close to us. Stopping proximity, the vehicle lets you know that as well if you're coming up on another vehicle too quickly. So the array of instruments here, and right directly in front of the driver from left to right, which by the way, I might let you know also the steering wheel has adjustability as well for the driver, the individual driver to change so that it can either, the wheel goes in, out, up, down, etc., all for the comfort level of the driver. So in this particular case, with our array of instruments from the left, you got your fuel gauge, you have your speedometer, 200 miles an hour plus. There's a reason for that. The center, which it gives you an indicator of whether your lane information is on there or not, as far as the various electronic aspects of that. Tachometer, which also gives you the readings at the bottom of the tachometer for different modes, the efficiency, comfort, and the comfort whether it's on or off, etc. And then of course you have your engine temperature gauge as well to indicate whether or not the engine's been warmed up, etc., or overheating possibly. He also gives you the time, your miles per hour reading, current odometer reading, and also the temperature outside of the vehicle. So again, a perfect array of instruments, and also you folks can't see it, but it also has a heads-up display, a HUD display, which shows the indicated speed for that particular roadway, because it already knows from satellite GPS positioning if you're in a certain stretch of road, it's already been uploaded to that satellite what the speed limit is for that road. So if you're going 35 miles an hour and it's actually 30 miles per hour speed limit, it'll show you that on the left and your actual speed on the right. So you see that right there in the front. And again, as you'll hear me say several more times, it's so that the driver can keep their eyes on what's most important, which is the road in front of you, the road directly in front of you and what's going on down there. So again, to make life a little bit more easier, you got your center console here. Right now what you're seeing is the rear camera display, which shows you what's going on in the back. Also your optimal backing areas to head in. What's green is good. The red also gives you kind of a little bit of a tracking area. And of course you've also got this kind of little radar reading out here, shows you front and rear of the safety zones of the vehicle, what you're close to, etc. And of course you can set these for different settings on the left there, whether it's darker, whether it's light, etc., etc. So this center console also has a multimedia area here to where you can switch that out to different locations. In this particular case, you can see we got the frontal collision warning on. That gives you an idea if you need to have an intervention before you run into the vehicle in front of you and have a collision. So it also has radio stations here that you can select from here. So let's say once you select the radio station you want, you select that, and you can either manually control it, which is fine if you're sitting, but when you're driving, you want to switch that over to the steering wheel here, which, as you can see, I can run the sound up from the complete comfort and safety of the steering wheel itself. So, and you're going to see that every one of these functions are redundant from the center console of the vehicle to the actual steering wheel of the vehicle. Because again, we want to keep the driver's attention right here. Paddle shifters are up here as well as the turn signals and of course the windshield wipers, but we'll get to all that in just a second. And you got the horn up here. So at any rate, let's go ahead and switch over here and let you know that this has also got navigation system, which gives you several different things. Lets you plan out routes, shows you where you're currently at, lets you plan a route to where you're going to, shows you points of interest you may not be aware of. So it's got a lot of attributes to it, many of which you can go through and find out in another very unique way, and that is by looking here. You can either look at your stored trips, points of interest, etc., and also as you're driving around, you've got your Bluetooth that you can utilize so that you can run your telephone system through the stereo device. It's also got, again, as your multimedia system right here, which enables you to go to all those very easily, telephone navigation, office, etc., all those settings. So as you're driving the vehicle, you've got everything literally at your fingertips that you need to do whatever you need to do, and all from the comfort of your driver's seat here. So It also gives you the opportunity as well, and this is another excellent feature, and that is you can display the owner's manual. So let's say you're driving along and you say, gosh, how do I operate to this? Or how do I operate to that? Well, rather than pull over, or heaven forbid, open this while you're driving and get the manual out and try to balance out while you're driving, you can actually pull the driver's manual up from here and you can read the driver's manual and pull up that page and look through it. And again, you're going to have a great time once you purchase this vehicle going through all the features that this vehicle has on the Multimedia Center here that it's got. So, and again, you can also put your radio stations, you can store your favorites, put those together, high definition radio reception, et cetera, et cetera. An absolute amazing way to be able to drive this vehicle and do what you want to do. So at any rate, we'll go ahead and go back to the nav site for that and leave it there as we move on. You've got your start or stop here of the engine. Just one quick touch of that shuts it off. Once your foot's on the brake, another quick touch and you fire it up. Always keep the key in your pocket with you. Don't leave it in the car, because if you leave the key in the car with you and it's locked up, you're going to have a problem because it has a proximity key. So it's another safety issue built in. You got your air conditioning vents up here along with the controls you've got for that. You got your hazard lights up here as well to set those if you need them. And again, you've got your mode for your radio and your CD compact disc player that you've got that you can utilize from the center console or use from the driver's column wheel itself, the steering wheel. You can put up to 6 CDs in this changer, so you can you've got 18, 19 hours of listening if you so desire or more. Now you've got your creature comfort controls down here, your air conditioning to where the driver and the passenger can set it at whatever level that they're most comfortable at, whether it be heat in the winter or cool in the summer. You've also got conditioning in the seats. You've got your heat in the seats for winter, and you can control that for high, medium, low, off. And here you have also cooled seats. So, and I know how it is when in the middle of summer you get in a hot car and you think, oh my gosh, the seat's hot. You pop this on, not only is the vehicle going to be cooling off, but the seat's also going to be cooling off as well. And again, you control that for high, medium, and low as well, and control the fan on it. You can also sync these things up, and of course it's got your rear defrost, and it's got your front defrost, and of course your air conditioning on or off, et cetera, et cetera. And you've got redundant controls for the passenger seat. Passenger can do the same thing that the driver can. High, medium, low on the heated seat, high, medium, low on the cooled seat. Of course, you've got your fan control, and you can control the temperature on the thermostat here of the vehicle and set that wherever you want. This person may be freezing, this guy's dying, vice versa. This person can set it wherever they want. This person can set theirs so that they got the individual comfort zones. Here you got a beverage holder for either side here. And if you're so inclined, you got a cigarette lighter holder up here. It's also a 12-volt adapter, I think, which a lot of people typically use theirs for. Got your shifter control knob here, which is really, really ergonomically almost perfect. It just fits right in the palm of your hand like this. Very easy to utilize. Go through all the, from drive, reverse, etc., the different settings for it. And of course, you got the redundant controls down here that you've got up here that you can control from the steering wheel, which are the different settings for the vehicle to put it in Sport Plus mode, or Comfort mode, whichever you so desire. And then also you've got your, your anti-skid on or off, and of course you've got your other various instrumentation as well to set this as well. Got your parking brake here that you can set on or off by a simple touch or a pull to put it on. So it's up is on and down is off. So, and of course this is your selector as well, we talked about earlier. And once you have it, let's say in the navigation mode here, and you want to see this area a little bit tighter, you can just pull that. It toggles over, and of course you can switch back and forth with this as well to go wherever you decide that you want to go in it, whether it's navigation, radio, etc. But in this particular case, if you want to again, move it in or out, you've got voice instruction as well, so that you can set it completely hands-free and say navigation, and you can call out a street, it will locate that street. And again, it's designed to keep the driver's attention and focus on the road in front of them, not trying to fiddle around with all of these unique pieces of instrumentation over here. So, and again, you got lots of options. So we'll move on to the next portion of this. There's your nav. I'll leave that on. If you so desire, you got a little change pocket here. You can put your change or whatever you desire, maybe some small pieces of electronics. You got a center console here where you can put a phone. You got an adapter jack. You've also got a USB port, auxiliary port plug-in, and of course you got a 12-volt adapter here as well that you can put 12-volt electronics in and utilize that. And of course you got a lot of space here to put something else that you need, whether it's a cell phone, change, wallet, something like that. The rear controls here, as I made mention of earlier, give you the dual controls back here for either the passenger on the right side or the passenger on the left side to control that, so that they can control the flow of air, whether it be warm air or cold air from the back, so from the comfort of the back seat. So, and then I'll have you put your attention up here to the moon/sunroof, very unique feature as well. Of course, you got this beautiful Alcantara leather up here, which is just fantastic. Just a wonderful feeling, looking, and sound absorbing piece of upholstery inside of the car. So to open this, it's real simple. You can either use the automatic or the manual. Put that back, it takes it to the first setting here where you've just basically got this open. You got your glass up here that protects you from the elements, etc. It's also tinted just so. And then if you decide that you want this tilted just a bit, you can tilt that to whatever you want. And of course you can take this all the way back as well. And it's got automatic and manual control so that you can open up this completely. So you've got that. And of course it's got this wind deflector up here that'll keep that pesky, high-pitched whine noise that you get when you're driving in a lot of cars off. And of course to close that same way, you just go backwards with it, and you can close that in case it rains or you just decide that you don't want that open anymore. And of course you got your lights up here that you utilize when you want to pop this open to do anything. You've got all of the other information up here. You've got the microphone, of course, up here for your Bluetooth, so that when you're talking into the phone, again, completely hands-free. You've got a lighted mirror here if you decide that you need to put makeup on or check your glasses or put a contact in, something like that. So that's pretty much the cockpit of the vehicle. So now my favorite part of the day, and that is when we get to get on a test drive on this thing. So you're really going to enjoy this.